All right, so let's start with the big story that we are tracking on WION at this hour. The Chinese cities of Beijing, Shanghai and Wuhan are once again seeing a sharp surge in the coronavirus infections. Now, hospitals are reporting a high demand while patients are in fact flooding emergency wards. And this comes after China announced a major easing of its strict zero-COVID restrictions. The people have been lining up at fever clinics to try and get advice and medicines because of the fever that they seem to be suffering with. The ambulances were also seen dropping off patients who are feeling unwell at the hospitals. Now, one doctor at Beijing's Chaiyong Hospital has said that the number of patients who are seeking treatment has gone up from about 100 per day to 400 a day. Now, most of the patients who are in fact taking admission into hospitals at this moment are said to be elderly patients with pre-existing conditions. Now, these are the scenes from inside of a Beijing hospital that show rows of elderly patients in the intensive care unit who are breathing through oxygen masks. It is unclear as to how many of them at this point of time have been afflicted with COVID.
以前我们每天大概这个内科的病人只有100多，现在我们每天有将近400，这些病人都是大家可以看到这种老年人有基础病，再合并这次的发烧我们说这个呼吸道感染以后，病情都非常的重，科室的人员就留守在医院里。
Meanwhile, reports said that a Shanghai hospital has in fact told its staff to prepare for a tragic battle with COVID as it expects half of the city's 25 million people to get infected by the end of the year. While the virus is sweeping through China, the deputy director of the hospital's emergency department has told the state television, that is CCTV, that they are receiving at least about 400 patients on an average every single day. And this is 400 times the usual. On Wednesday, the World Health Organization said that it is extremely concerned about the spike in terms of infections and is also supporting the Chinese government to focus on vaccinating those people who have been categorized as the high-risk patients. The WHO's Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus has said that the agency needs more detailed information on the severity of infections that are being witnessed at this moment in China. Because remember, all of these infections have suddenly spiked in the last 2 to 3 weeks, ever since China lifted the zero-COVID policy that it had put in place. Hospital admissions and requirements for intensive care unit for the comprehensive assessment, and China has reported no fresh COVID deaths for a second consecutive day on the 21st of December. But what is concerning is the number of people who are seeking admission in a hospital with serious conditions linked to COVID-19. The authorities have narrowed down the criteria for COVID deaths. They've confirmed 389,366 cases of infections with symptoms have been recorded in China. This time around, the surge is caused by the Omicron subvariant called BF7. The BF7 is a sublineage of the Omicron variant BA5 and is said to have the strongest infection ability since it is highly transmissible. Meanwhile, neighboring India has reported 3 cases of Omicron subvariant BS7 so far. However, the surge in China has made the Indian authorities swing into immediate action. India does not want to be caught off guard. And according to reports that have come in, the Indian Prime Minister is expected to hold a high-level meeting related to the COVID situation in the country. Various states in India have also stepped up vigil as a COVID review meeting chaired by India's Health Minister Mansukh Mandaviya has stated that although there is no overall increase in the number of COVID caseload as of now, there is a need for continued surveillance to keep track of existing and also emerging variants. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.